What are healthy foods? It seems complicated until you break it down. I'm going to break it down for you. I'm going to share my screen. So many years ago, I created the poison game because it can be really complicated and confusing to figure out what's healthy and what's not. So I'm going to do a baseline for you right now. On the left side, we have the poison game. The letters in green are the healthier versions. So that would be your local, your organic, and your fresh. Local because you're breathing in the air in the area where you're eating, and you are exposed to the elements there, and that can get absorbed through your skin. And so one of the healthiest versions of eating is to have local because that's near you. Organic because there's less toxins in there, herbicides, pesticides, GMOs. There's all sorts of things that get put in our food that make us sick. And then fresh because the fresher they are, the more nutrients they have in them. The closer they are to being harvested, the healthier they are for you. So that's going to be your least amount of poison. That's going to be the healthiest for you. Next down, we have these two together. You'll see there's 2 greens in there in each line and 1 blue. So you have the fresh. Local, I prioritize over organic because of the local, like I said before, about the air and you're in the elements where you're at. The organic can be, it just depends. And so regular, you're going to have your pesticides and herbicides. And that's where it just kind of depends. I use muscle response testing in order to, if I'm caught between these two, I can ask my body with muscle response testing, which is going to be the healthiest option for me. Then we have down here, and if you don't, so muscle response testing is a natural biofeedback way of analyzing your body. And there's another video on that. So you can look at that as well. And I'll have the link for that below. You can use, on the next tier down, you have non-local for both of those. One's organic and one's fresh. So you have frozen and regular. So now you're starting to get into the foods that aren't as healthy for you. So you want to stay up here at least 50% of the time or more. 80% of the time, 90%, 100% of the time would be fabulous. But most of us are not going to do that. So stick the majority up here. And then you go down here, right about here where you have non-local, regular, and fresh. That's at the bottom. That's where you're going to see most of your fast food restaurants and other restaurants. Non-local, regular, frozen is one of the worst for you. And then we have canned down here because cans leach into your food. So there's going to be nuances to that. And the goal is to keep your stress level down and do your best to stay up here. So if you have one or the other to choose from, choose closer up here. I like the phrase, pay the farm now or big pharma later, because the best way to stay healthy is to eat healthier foods. Okay. And then that answers that question. What is healthier? Right here is what is healthier. Now, for order for eating, because the order that you eat the food in, what you have on your plate, will also determine how healthy you are. So the order for eating, you start with your vegetables, then go to proteins, fruits, starchy carbs, and desserts or sweets at the bottom. So down here, these are going to be the most poisonous and inflammatory to you. Starchy carbs are going to be a close second. So you really want to start up here. These can flip-flop. You can ask your body with muscle response testing, which one is the best one for me to start with. And I don't have the quantities on here because you want to just eat until you're satisfied. There's a lot of people eating higher protein foods now. And if you're exercising a lot or really working on repairing your body, the need for protein gets higher and higher. And some people can't really eat vegetables. And so you would just basically skip that one and then move on down here, depending on where you are in your health. So that's where it becomes very individualized, and you can make it your own and do what works best for your body. I like using muscle response testing in order to just cut out the analysis, the mental analysis of it. So if you just use this, It will hopefully make it easier for you to pick out what are the healthy foods and help you in your health journey.